Hi, I just finished a training with my friend Tanya Simpson, who is hosting an incredible interview series to support her friends and colleagues who have recently been laid off. And she has invited a bunch of speakers to come talk about what to do. And of course, decision making is right there at the center of life change and big life change. And how do we approach what's next? But I thought what was so interesting to me that really came to mind as I was presenting, it's we can feel big life change maybe at work with a layoff, but we can feel big life change with parenting or our parents aging or our life, or maybe there's some medical news. There's like all these zingers that come in. We're whole people, right? And and what's the constant is our ability to be the decision maker in our life no matter what's happening. And I just today wanted to talk a little bit about one of my favorite topics, which is decision fatigue and our brain's desire to conserve energy. So throughout our day, our brain is working hard and it has really one focus, and that is to save energy. And so when we look at our life and we go, okay, our life's going fine, and then all of a sudden something changes, and then we're exhausted and overwhelmed, or maybe we're just exhausted and overwhelmed. I just want to normalize that feeling. When we feel like that, it can it can simply be that we are decision fatigued. Now, when something changes, right? Life is constant. We have all these habits in our life that make our life easier, that are automated, that save energy for our brain, so our brain's not so tired, right? What happens is when one of those things changes, any of those things I listed or more, or we're just having a bad day, or we're feeling tired, or we have the flu, anything that disrupts this habit, this the habits of our lives, the routine in our lives. Our brains cannot conserve energy in the same way. We have to expend more energy even in how we start our day. When we have a job, just use that as an example. We have a job, we have a purpose and a time we have to be there. We have all these regimented things, but it kind of adds structure so our brain doesn't have to work so hard. It's the same reason that when you get a new job for the first 2 months, you're exhausted every single day. It's because nothing's automated, right? It's the same, but in reverse. And so I invite you to think about ways that you can support yourself in recognizing when you're decision fatigued. If you're starting to get crabby, if you're starting to feel overwhelmed or like you can't make another choice, think about getting some rest. Think about taking a little break, taking a breather. It does actually make a difference to have a snack. Like all of these things that support our physical body and support our mind in getting just a little bit of a break and a reset can make a huge difference to your level of fatigue so that you can go back to pounding the pavement to look for the job or make those phone calls about your parents or your kids or whatever the thing that's on your list. But I just invite you to feel like that's not something that's broken about you. If you're fatigued, everybody gets decision fatigued. And the sad part is more and more information is flowing at us every second of every day. It's too much to process. So the more you can minimize the information blasting at you that you have to process, that is irrelevant to your life, that you don't need to know, get it out of your life so you can focus on the things that do matter, that you do care about, that you do need to accomplish. Because maybe you're out of routine and maybe it feels overwhelming, and that's okay. It's normal. Just take care of yourself, support yourself. Decision fatigue shows up in ways. Your mind is weightlifting, right? Your mind's weightlifting. And like your muscle will tell you you're weightlifting and you've done too many reps and you simply can't do another one. But your mind tells you in a different way. Maybe you snap at your kids. Maybe you feel frustrated. Maybe you feel really shut down because you just can't cope anymore. And maybe you're yelling at the dog. It it's a time for you to step back. That's the indicator that that muscle is too tired. So take care of yourself. Life change is really challenging. Nobody's immune to it. I'm not immune to it. I teach decision making because knowing how to make a great decision has changed my life, has changed my whole trajectory of my life and the level of stress that I experience. Not because I don't face stress and overwhelm. It's because I know what to do when it happens and how to support myself in growing through the next challenge. So, my name's Amy Day. I'm with clarityforaction.org, and we're a nonprofit that helps people learn how to make great decisions so you spend less time figuring out how to figure things out and more time just creating the life that you want. Anyway, have a great day. Take care.